Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a special greeting to our respectful supervisor Encik Zulkarami binti Musa and our respectful examiner Dr. Ahmad Ridwan bin Abdullah. I'm Zati Karmila binti Abdul Rafa, A18A0965 from Group 34. My group members are Wan Amin Halili bin Wan Muhammad Abrisam, Yusapika binti Yunus and Nur Aziza binti Saari. We are here this morning to present our research study. Our research title is Factors of Financial Literacy, a study among students in University Malaysia Kelantan UMK during pandemic of COVID-19. First, this is our tables of content according to the proposal of final year project. It is divided into three sections, which are Section 1, Introduction, Section 2, Literature Review, and Section 3, Research Methods. The key presentation point is problem statement, research questions, research objective, scope of the study, and significance of the study for Chapter 1. For the literature review, it consists of underpinning theory, dependent variables, independent variables, conceptual framework, and hypothesis. And for the research methods, consists of research design, population, sample, data analysis, research instrument development, measurement of variables, and construct Gantt chart. Chapter 1, Introduction. Financial literacy refers to the combination of financial, credit and debt management information required. Mason and Wilson 2000 define financial literacy as a which means-making method wherein people use a mixture of competencies, resources and contextual knowledge to technique facts and make decisions with information of the monetary effects of that choice. People are better prepared for the unexpected when they have financial literacy. Financial literacy provides a valuable defense against unforeseen life catastrophes. COVID-19 and financial literacy, having a clear financial strategy, including emergency funds, is more important than ever. The potential to deal with personal finance has become increasingly more critical. It is critical to comprehend financial literacy among young people to build effective financial education programs. As a result, it is important to study and identify strategies to increase people's financial literacy skills, particularly students who are considered as the country's future generation. Problem statement. Financial literacy has been defined as the capacity to make excellent financial decisions by Chen and Volt 1998, but this definition has not outlined or described the specific factors of financial literacy being assessed. Many students fail in the phase of managing their cash and come to be having inadequate amounts at some points of their look at. These issues has become more worse when Perbadanan Tabung Pendidikan Tinggi Negara (PTPTN) has reduced training loans. The hassle grew while some universities raised their expenses, forcing students to search for extra investment to pay their college fees and requirements. This situation has undoubtedly stressed their parents and guardians to place a high value on those issues. Poor money management can have a negative impact on a student's academic performance, mental and physical health, and even the capacity to find work after graduation. This observation to investigate the association between financial education, financial socialization, personal characteristic, which is attitudes and behaviors, and financial know-how on financial literacy of university students. Next, I would like to pass the presentation to the next presenter.
Thank you to the first presenter. My name is Yusapika binti Yunus, A18A0958, and I will continue for the next slide. For the research question, there is 4 research questions. Number 1 is, does financial education determine the relationship between financial literacy among students in University Malaysia Kelantan UMK during COVID-19 pandemic? The research question number 2 is, does financial socialization determine the relationship between financial literacy among students in University Malaysia Kelantan UMK during COVID-19 pandemic? The next is number 3 is, does personality characteristic, which is attitude and behavior, determine the relationship between financial literacy among students in University Malaysia Kelantan UMK during COVID-19 pandemic? And lastly is, does financial knowledge determine the relationship between financial literacy among students in University Malaysia Kelantan during COVID-19 pandemic. Next is research objective. There are 4 research objectives. First is to investigate the relationship between financial education and financial literacy among students in University Malaysia Kelantan UMK during COVID-19 pandemic. And the second research objective is to analyze the relationship between financial socialization and financial literacy among students in University Malaysia Kelantan UMK during COVID-19 pandemic. And the third research objective is to determine the relationship between personality characteristic, attitudes and behavior, and financial literacy among students in University Malaysia Kelantan UMK during COVID-19 pandemic. And the last is to examine the relationship between financial knowledge and financial literacy among students in University Malaysia Kelantan during COVID-19 pandemic. For the scope of the study was conducted to investigate the factor towards financial literacy during pandemic COVID-19 crisis. The factor that include which are financial education, financial socialization, personality characteristic, which is attitude and behavior, and financial knowledge. And then the population is among the university student, and the research is done in University Malaysia Kelantan UMK to examine their level of financial literacy. In our paper, we will first present the concept of financial literacy and its differentiation, and second, then we will go through the relevant literature, followed by an introduction to the methods and tools that we use in our study, and third, by assessing the result of the survey conducted with a questionnaire, we examine how the financial education, financial socialization, personality characteristic and financial knowledge influence the students' financial literacy. And finally, based on the findings, we may summarize the inference. Next is significance of the study. Financial literacy is significant with the student, society and financial service industry. For the student, it is crucial for the student to have a basic understanding of finance. Students can build a healthy connection with money through the early education. They learn the value of earning, saving and debt management, which prepare them to be financially responsible adults. For the society, it enables people to become financially self-sufficient and stable. For example, the ability to save money, differentiate between wants and needs, maintain a budget, fund their children's education, and plan for retirement. Financial literacy enables individuals to construct a realistic roadmap that will guide them in making sound financial decisions in their daily life. For the financial service industry, community is a key user of financial service. Financial literacy is also required to advance the financial service business. Financial literacy will have a cascading effect on the use of financial product and service, potential increasing revenue and encouraging financial firms to develop more diverse financial product and service. That's all from me, and I will pass to the next presenter. Thank you.
I will continue to present Chapter 2, Literature Review. For the underpin theory, this study have used TPP theory, Theory of Planned Behavior. This theory is theory developed by the Theory of Reason Action (TRA) in 1918 that aimed to predict a person's intention in performing a behavior at a particular time and place. In fact, a key component of this model is which the intention of behavior to be performed on the behavior influenced by the person who will perform the behavior that has the outcome and the expected evaluation of the goodness and benefit of the outcome. Since financial literacy is defined as a person's confidence and ability to apply financial knowledge by Huston 2010 and make personal financial decisions by Lucy Cardy and Mitchell 2014, addressed by him, TPP can use to understand how the financial literacy process works. Besides that, TPP has also explained and predict that consumers by which behavior that are not entirely under voluntary control due to opportunities as well as required resources associated with control belief. Where in this study, according Bulletin and Amherst 2016, say the greater the perceived behavior control over their financial literacy behavior, the more opportunities and resources individuals think they have or feel strength. Because financial attitude is the strength of trust, where as the principle of financial evaluation, socialization is a function of normative opinion and motivation to complete even financial knowledge to recommend to be a clear financial literacy and control task. Next is previous study. There are 5 variables in this study, which is financial literacy, education, socialization, personal characteristic, and financial knowledge. For the financial literacy, according Mason and Wilson 2000, say financial literacy as the ability of an individual to obtain, understand, and evaluate information relevant to make decisions with awareness of the likely financial consequences. Next is education. According Jin Jiangxi and Nito Porton 2016, say financial education has been portrayed as training given in different settings like secondary school, and the work environment, and it is often treated as one of the most critical factors in ensuring proper financial literacy. Next is socialization. According Kurto 2010, say people get financial information not just via financial education network, but people can get financial information via contact with financial socialization, such as family, friend, media, and also school. Next is personal characteristic. According Ppta BS 2015, say financial behavior and attitude decide undergrad students of the financial literacy when evaluating the practice of financial management. Financial education is a measure of one's state of mind that can be considered by looking at one of psychological outlook, such that it become a percept in financial to build and retain value in the making financial decision. The last part is financial knowledge. According Rope 2011 and Shim, also another 2009, 2010, have said having creating financial knowledge led to better conduct, for the example, less risk use of the credit card. The next part is conceptual framework. Conceptual framework that include 2 main variables, which is dependent variable and independent variable. Here we can see the relationship between dependent variable, which is financial literacy, with independent variable like financial education, financial socialization, personal characteristic, and financial knowledge. that may as factor of influence financial literacy. The last part is hypothesis. There are 5 hypotheses in this study. First, there is a significant positive relationship between financial education and financial literacy among students. Second, there is a significant positive relationship between financial socialization and financial literacy among students. Third, there is a significant positive relationship between financial behavior and financial literacy among students. 4. There is a significant positive relationship between financial attitude and financial literacy among students. The last one is there is a significant positive relationship between financial knowledge and financial literacy among students.
Thank you to third presenter. My name is Wan Amin Khalili bin Wan Muhammad Abisam, number matric A18B1051, and I will continue the next slide, which is chapter 3, methodology. Research design. The research design of this study is to determine whether there is a relationship between 2 or more variables factor of financial literacy among students in University Malaysia Kelantan during the COVID-19. Data is collected using multiple choice questionnaires that are circulated to respondents using the questionnaire technique. The unit of analysis in a study are individuals. The primary data is gathered utilizing the quantitative technique to test the hypothesis. Next is population. Best and Khan 2006 defined a population as a collection of people who share at least one attribute that sets them apart from other people. Targeted population is Faculty of Business and Entrepreneurship and total of 3,465 undergraduate students. Next, sample. Simple random sampling technique are selected for this probabilistic sampling technique. Base power analysis table of 150 students in University Malaysia Kelantan make up the study sample. Next is procedure for data analysis. First, personally administered questionnaires has been used. Second, required around 10-20 minutes to fill the survey. Third, questionnaires are on a 5-point Likert scale from strongly disagree to strongly agree. And 4, 150 respondents randomly among UMK students covering from year 1 to year 4 students from various courses. Research instrument development. Seed section for students to answer the research questionnaire. For section A is student demographic information. For section B is dependent variable financial literacy. And section C, D, E, and F based on independent variable. Section C, financial education. Section D, financial socialization. Section E, personal characteristic. Section F, financial knowledge. Measurement of variables and construct. We use 2 scales, which is nominal scale and ordinal scale. For nominal scale, we use in section A and section C. Section A used to categorize or identify objects in this context: gender, age, ethnicity, income, cost, marital status. Section C, we use the Tacoma scale, 2-point scale, which has option that is yes or no. For ordinal scale, we use section B, D, E, and F. For Likert scale, the 5 points of Likert scale are strongly disagree, neutral, agree, and strongly agree. This is our table of Gantt chart for activities week 1 until week 15.
For question 1, the data analysis method for our research is quantitative analysis. So we analyze the data obtained through a questionnaire from the research questions. After that, we organize and analyze the data collected from 150 respondents randomly among UMK students covering from year 1 to year 4 students from various courses. In interpreting the primary data, we will use statistical analysis like SPSS to analyze the data collection.
For the second question, our research was conducted to examine the factors of financial influence on financial literacy during the COVID-19 pandemic crisis by considering several factors: education, financial socialization, personality characteristic, which is attitude and behavior, and financial knowledge. So to achieve the objective of this research, we made a set of questionnaires through Google Form and distribute to UMK students of different courses to answer our questions. Such methods are used indirectly. We get the data and continue to be able to make analysis of what we study. That answer brings us to the end of our presentation. Thank you for your attention.